Check this out, we're in the environment of pit bulls, fighters, those who stay in the trenches. This is Sway, I'm hanging out with my man Dante. Listen, I got my man Drew right here, this is my entourage. When I walk into the ring, this is who's with me right here, DJ Enough right here. This is my entourage.
You see I'm hurt.
Right here. Okay?
Warrior's hurt.
All right, you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.
So now, instead of Adrien Broner, instead of being all about billions, from this point on, Adrien Broner needs to be Adrien Broner, not Adrien the Problem Broner, all about billions, whatever nicknames he can come up with. AB, he has 100 of them. He needs to reinvent himself, humble himself, and be more personable, be more real, there has to be some more authenticity to him. Because, I mean, although, and the reason why I'm comparing apples and apples with Floyd and Adrien Broner is because that's who he idolizes and wants to be like. Floyd comes off as personable. You talk about his relationship with his father going to jail, you know, his children, you know, being there for his kids, etc., etc. Adrien Broner got to humanize himself, start taking pictures with his mother, his grandmother, his kids, his future wife, you know, as he calls her. You know, it's time for Adrien Broner to put both feet in manhood and not dance around it, you know. And I just really hope and pray, you know, because this Adrien Broner is not going to last much longer in boxing. He's going to be on the B side. You know, he's going to be in somebody's little casino, getting a small check. Because he's going to demand a big name for his next fight. Who's going to be the big name? I don't think he can make 140. So it's going to be at 147. Who's he going to fight? That's the big question. You know, there's not many people out there that he can fight to restore his quote-unquote greatness. He can't go out there and fight a gatekeeper, like as if another John Molina. He has to go out there and fight an Amir Khan, someone of that caliber. But getting back to where we started, Porter fought an amazing fight. I'm actually proud of the Porter family. I love. I have an above average relationship with the Porters. And I love everything about Shawn Porter, you know, outside the ring. He has some flaws inside the ring, but God damn it, I love Shawn Porter as a man. I love what he stands for. I tried to get him to talk about Adrien Broner and tell him, and he said, you know, it was a great fight. You know, Adrien Broner is a tough fighter, a tough competitor, and I won tonight. He didn't say nothing bad about him. I obviously, from a reporter's perspective, I wish he had a little bit dog in him. You know what I mean, to make him more what's the word? More marketable. You know, and I wish him the best. He wants the Floyd Mayweather fight. He say they live on the same street. You know, a mile and a half apart or a block and a half apart, either the two. You know, they go to the same bank. I hope he gets the Floyd Mayweather fight. You know, you can't root against a guy like Shawn Porter, you know, and I had Shawn Porter from day one. I should have did a prediction video because everyone else said that Broner was going to win, but Broner's not a good boxer. I laugh when like I'm not calling people out, but like the major channels were saying Broner is a boxer. Broner doesn't know how to box. He has great reflex. There's a difference between having great reflexes and being a great boxer. I'll give a great example tonight. The reason why Adrien Broner wore white gloves is so you can see his speed. It had nothing to do with nothing. And I'm serious. When he throws the left hook, how many times did he miss the left hook? His check left hook tonight. He landed 2.
Yeah.
That I counted, and so he must have do about 30, 40. He only landed 2. Those are reflexes. Those are not timing. Boxing they call it a sweet sign. You time the guy coming in. He had one round where he timed the guy. That's the hook. He timed the guy coming in. You use angles because you know because every boxer has a key. If he steps forward right, he's going to throw a lead right. He's going to throw a hook. He's going to throw overhand right. Adrien Broner, that's a part of boxing. He just has great reflexes. He's a great athlete. I don't think he has true boxing talent. I may get reprimanded for saying this, but he's just not a great boxer yet. I don't even think he's a good boxer yet. He's just he just has talent, you know, and talent wins. But if you don't turn your talent into a skill, your talent will fail you one day, and that's what he has to realize. His talent is failing him because he's not doing the work. You know, I couldn't hear what Mike Stafford was telling him in the corner, but the game plan was just to hold. Who the hell wants to hold for 12 rounds? Run, hold, get on your bicycle. Hold, get on your bicycle. Hold, get on your bicycle. Throw a fake counter left hook. How many left hooks did he miss? You know, those are just reflex. That's not boxing. Boxing is when you know every time Shawn Porter steps to the right, he throws a jab. Every time Shawn Porter steps to the left, he uses this angle, he's gonna throw the right hook to the body. He's gonna throw a right, if his shoulder drops, he's gonna throw a right hook to the body. If his shoulder raises, he's gonna throw a right hook overhand right to the head. He did none of that. That's boxing. He just has great reflexes. He's 25, has great reflexes, and when it's all said and done, we gonna say Adrien Broner, at this rate, he underachieved. You know, he didn't reach the ceiling. He didn't go where we thought he wanted to go. You know, like some may say, Zab Judah didn't go as far as he could have gone. You know, Vargas. You know, people like that who had a high ceiling when they got the belts, when they started contending, but they just never really panned out. And you know, like your grandfather said, you just want to shake him. You know, just want to sit his ass down and just shake his ass and say, listen, you're going to listen to me. I don't give a fuck what you say, how much money you have, how much success you've had, how many belts. Throw them damn 3 belts away. You're a former champion. That means you've lost. Now I need you to sit your ass down. I need you to listen. And as I mentioned before, he has to, I'm getting worked up saying this. He has to listen to Al Heyman. He has to listen to Floyd Mayweather. You know, Floyd, whether they did it the right way or the wrong way, right now they're in the right lane, and it's their time. I just wish him well, and I don't know who he's gonna fight next. And I want to write a positive article about him, but it's not gonna be this week. You know, his character was terrible, his boxing was terrible, and he was disrespectful to the media. You know, and I think that's deplorable when you got people like the Ellie Setbacks of the world who's flying across America, doing great interviews. You got Dante's Boxing Nation, who's in the media room at 2 a.m. Boxing Ego, who's dropping 3 or 4 videos a day. You know, and everyone else, I apologize if I missed you out, but these people is why you're getting a 1.5, 1.8 million, because we are throwing your name to the mass media, to everyone else in the restaurant. And you have to respect that. You can't tell. Adrien Broner was telling media this week that you're not asking the right question. You need to ask it this way. No. Adrien Broner, you're the boxer. No one in the media makes as much money as you do. You need to respect that. You need to respect us, respect our craft, and we will in turn respect you and tell the truth. And because we will develop personal relationships with you, we will say it in a respectful manner. But now it's to the point where I am. Adrien Broner needs to man up. You know, he has a father in his life. You know, many black men in America today don't have fathers in it. He has a father in his life. I don't know what role he plays in his camp, maybe his manager, I don't know, but he has a father in his life. He has a mother, and his mother is alive. It's time for you to say, you know what, I'm going to be a father and I'm going to be a man. And if I become a great boxer along the way, so be it. You know, but first of all, you need to become a great man. You need to become a great father. And 3, then you become a great boxer. And I hope, you know, that it actually works out for him. But you know, Dante, I'm getting worked up. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I shouldn't be getting this worked up, but I just, you want a fairy tale ending, you know, and I don't see a fairy tale ending because he's not listening to the 2 most powerful men in boxing. I'm sorry, I keep on coming back to it. He's not listening to the 2 most powerful men in boxing. You know, if he was in my locker room in college, I had a guy named Marvin Johnson who played middle linebacker. Marvin Johnson would slap the shit out of him. You know, and no, I'm being dead ass honest because those prima donnas, that shit don't fly in football. You know, you have a job to do. Do your job. You and 10 other men are on the field to do a job. If you go a blocking assignment, or if you run the wrong route, because you run combo routes, if you run the wrong route, interception, the quarterback has to pump and wait for you. He gets sacked and or fumbles, and they run it in for the touchdown. So he has a job to do, and his job is to, again, be a great man, be a great father, and then become a great boxer. And I hope it's in that order. Hope you don't put all about billions, all about billions, all about billions. Throw that shit away. We're done with that. Media, and I would say most of media is done with that. Be a man and trust yourself. Trust God, and I believe it will work out for you. But if you put yourself before God, and it looks like, I don't even want to go there because I don't know his spiritual beliefs, but you don't put yourself before God. You know what I mean? And it seems like he values himself and the amount of money he has and the amount of money he can potentially earn. So I want him to do well, and I wish I could have had this conversation with him one-on-one, but he doesn't grant us that he doesn't grant us that access, you know what I mean? And which is fine. He's going to grow into himself, and then when the time is right, hopefully he gets someone in his camp will be angry at me and curse me out for this video. But at the end of the day, I hope he listens to it and hope they understand the message that I'm giving to him. Because I mean, like you and I talk about my life. Like I was a teacher. I saw kids. I taught gang members. I taught well-to-do kids. But at the end of the day, I held my kids accountable, and this is what Adrien Broner is lacking: personal accountability, and someone in his camp has to continuously reinforce it, and don't give in. Do not give in to Adrien Broner. I see some Ben in Mike Stafford. I've never had a conversation with his dad. His dad seems like he's pretty quiet, like very reserved, so I can't comment on that, but I can see in the corner, how when there's conflict in the corner, Adrien Broner shuts down. He says, I got it. Well, he says something lines that I didn't see the telecast tonight, but I just wish the guy well, man. We've been going on this on a tangent. I'm sorry, but
it's all good.
I just hope and pray that it is. I want him to be more Errol Spence, more, like they say, it's easier to slow down a train than it is to speed them up. You know what I mean? I just pray that Errol Spence is the next best thing since sliced bread in boxing. We all know this, and the great thing about Errol Spence is he just has to talk more. Be more personable. Not Adrien Broner personable, but nice guy, confident, exude confidence. You want to save the world. You want to feed every hungry kid in America into being a great boxer. That's what it comes down to. And you thank God. And I don't know what order you want to put it in, but that's it's just a dichotomy. Like Earl Spence is on one side of the Brooklyn Bridge, and Adrien Broner is on the other side of the Brooklyn Bridge. And Earl Spence says, you know what? I think I'm just gonna walk across the bridge. Adrien Broner say, you know what? I think I'm gonna jump off the bridge and swim across. Just making life hard on yourself. You know what I mean? And we're gonna end this damn thing. I pray this video gets to Adrien Broner, and I'm challenging Adrien Broner. This is an absolute challenge. Be a man. Be a great man first before you become a great boxer. Be a great father before you become a great boxer. Realign your values, and have personal accountability. And I'm going to hold Mike Stafford accountable. I'm going to hold his dad accountable, because I don't want a terrible ending to this. I don't want to wake up one morning, TMZ, he's coming home from a club, his car shot up 18 times because he's flashing his money in a bar or in a strip club, and he says the wrong thing to the wrong guy. In some city, he's getting $20,000 to show an appearance. I don't want that story. I want the story where, he's 30-2, 28-2. I don't know what he is now, and he's 55-3, and he has a happy ending. George Foreman did it. He can do it. George Foreman was the most hated man in America. Next thing you know, 20 years later, he has the Foreman girls, and he got a fake smile. And people in HBO love him. So it can happen. Floyd Mayweather did it. It can happen. And I wish him well. And to be continued on Adrien Broner.
To be continued.